Hey everybody, welcome. It's Tuesday night. I hope the night finds everybody well. It's time for another update with the homestead and talk about current events too. Before we get started, you notice I'm by myself. Except Fancy. Fancy's over there on the floor making noise. Yoda had a big day. She felt good. The weather was nice today. She went out and did some work in the garden and in the greenhouse. And I think it wore her out because she went in the living room and got in the chair and promptly went to sleep. And she's out cold. So I didn't want to wake her up, let her get her rest. She's still recovering. And we'll talk about that here in just a second. But first, I want to say hi to everybody that's in chat. Starla showed up. Tambra, Terminator from the Great White North, Skanes Girl, Jane, good to see you. Let's see who else is in here. Oh, Skanes left. Len's here. What's up, bro? Beth Emily, good to see you. Listen, seriously, I hope you guys are having a great day. The mood around here has been really positive today. The weather finally turned nice. It got up to 60 degrees this afternoon. Yesterday it was warm too. The thing was, the ground was still frozen and there was 3 inches of water standing on the ground. So everything got muddy. I mean, I tore up part of the yard. I had to fill the wood crib. I did some wood cutting on Saturday and filled the wood crib up. And I've got this great big muddy hole out there where I was going back and forth, and it just really messed stuff up. The driveway, you couldn't even tell there was gravel on it. Hey, what's up, local prepper? Couldn't even tell that there was gravel on it because it's so muddy. I'm dreading having to get gravel to put on there. It's going to take about 10 yards to fill it in this year, but it's got to be done. If you guys live on a gravel drive or anything like that, you know that every 3 or 4 years you got to put some gravel down, and we're right about that time. Plus, I'm expanding a parking area, but I'm going to try to use asphalt millings. If anybody has ever used asphalt millings to make a driveway or a parking area, give us your opinion of them in the chat. I don't know, I've never used them. They're 1/3 the price of gravel, and the area I've got is a pretty decent sized area. Excuse me. So I'm giving it some thought. Let's see what went on around the homestead this week. My daughter went home. She was here all last week, and it was great having her here. I really enjoyed her being here. She helped take care of Yoda, and she went home. She got home to her family safe and sound. She left Friday night, got home Saturday. Really miss her. We got to talk about some stuff. Don't get to see my kids nearly enough. And I definitely don't get to see the grandkids enough. But we're going to work on it. We got to get things around here straightened away and get some more work done on the house so that the kids and grandkids can come visit more often. But eventually, I mean, this year we're going to try to see more of the family. The weather was cold. Oh my gosh, it was cold. Local prepper says it's 1/3 the price, use twice as much, still 1/3 savings, and you get a really beefy drive. Excellent, because that's what I need. I need the parking area is off to the side of the drive, and it's in an area that has got a little dip in it, so all the snow that melts off the drive, half that water goes into that little area, and it gets muddy. And I want to be able to make a parking area where people can park and not have to travel through the mud to get to the house. We'll eventually do it. Hey, Randy. But that's just, that's the big thing right now. Spring's rolling around, and this last week, since I'm seriously, guys, it was cold. We had from Wednesday to today, there's been almost a 90-degree change in temperature. That's how cold it was. Well, with the wind chill, it got down to 30. I think the lowest it got temperature-wise was the 19th. Oh, are you awake?
Yeah, your dog tried to jump in.
Oh, the dog's woke her. You want to join the live?
Dog didn't wake me. You woke me.
Oh.
The dog just finished it off and affirmed I needed.
Do you want to join the live, or you?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yoda wants to join the live, so I'm gonna scooch over and let her have some space. But anyway, My daughter helped Angela go on some physical therapy visits. We've got the schedule, and it's going to last, what, 2 months worth of physical therapy they've got you so far?
Yeah, 8 weeks so far, and then if I have to go more, then we'll
You guys catch
assess it
that?
from there.
We got an 8-week schedule starting this week, and
Did it
more
start
if
this
she needs
week?
it.
Did it start this week or last week? Last week.
It started this week.
Last week.
Well, okay, last week.
Yeah, because that's when I had my surgery. When last week, the week before.
Scooch over. Just get in here.
No, I can't no more. Here, pull me. I just don't have it in me. Can you pull? Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Look at there's that white pasty old lady I see on the film. Here she is. That is a lot of white pasty going on right
You want
there.
me to change the light so you don't look so
There's
pasty?
like something going on there.
Hang on, guys.
Like this mama needs a trip to Hawaii or something.
The talent is complaining.
No, it's too dark, but that's all right.
Too dark.
No, it's all right. It's all good. It's all good. I'm not blinded. No blindness going on here. Still white pasty, but not as bad.
Okay, we're back.
Oof.
Give us a one in the chat if she looks okay now. She doesn't look like a ghost.
I still look like a ghost. This girl needs some sun bad. Bad.
Well, you got a little today, didn't you?
Yeah, a little bit. Whoa, man, I'm so glad that it's not the middle of summer with this collar on because it heats up fast. Hey, LP, what's the one for? That it looks
you don't look as pasty as you
did.
So what'd you get accomplished out today?
Skane's girl's gonna sacrifice and take me Hawaii. Yeah, Skane's, that's what I'm talking about. Or Bahamas. I tend really, really good in the Bahamas, like overnight.
So what'd you get accomplished today?
Dang, a lot. I got mostly today I was working on bread. I got artisan breads done today. And so that's because the doctor they paired me up with for physical therapy, he's a foodie. And he went to Iowa this weekend. And so he went beer tasting. Mm-hmm. So he's supposed to have beer for me. Okay. So in turn,
so you're not supposed to have beer.
He's my doctor.
Beer and oxy doesn't mix.
Well, I won't take the oxy, right? So he's my doctor. He'll tell me how I can do it. But so anyway, so artisan breads for me today. And so our today's show is sponsored by Thunderhill Farm. Reach out on Facebook to Thunderhill Farm. You'll want to talk to Kiri and make sure that you get their, I did artisan bread with the chocolate fluff, which is amazing. It's like a cheesecake. And then I also did the bacon jam. The bacon jam is the bomb. And so I did some bread, and I'll even show you some of my bread. This is the one that I did with the fluff. And then I did a cream cheese frosting on top, just lightly. Same as the bacon jam. I did the same. I don't know if you can see it, but man, that thing is bigger than my head. Look at that. Ooh, isn't that beautiful? She's all nice and braided and open and gorgeous. And so I did.
And it's got sour cream and sugar icing on it.
Sour cream, what in the world?
Cream cheese and
cream
sugar.
Cheese frosting. And so do y'all need the recipe for cream cheese frosting? 2 cups powdered sugar, 1/3 cup of butter at room temperature to 8 ounces of cream cheese at room temperature. Mix that all together. Whip it good. And just drizzle it on top of the bread. That's good.
Guys,
bacon jam's the best.
There's the link to Thunderhill Farms store. You can go on there and you can order their stuff that they've got. They've got some great. What are they called? Are they not food? Not accessories. What are they called?
Yeah, I would say food accessories. I would say exactly that because I even used. She did a vanilla infused honey for me, and I used that in my breads today.
Did you use that in the honey wheat that you made the other day?
No, I wish I would have. But I need to do another honey wheat because that be gone.
Yeah.
And if we want sandwiches or something, I gotta make more. I'm getting away just listening to this. I know. She's got some good stuff. She does a caramel sauce that she does. Y'all have seen this in one of my recipes. I know you have. I think I did pork. I think I did a pork roast or something like that. Pork loin maybe. And I use that in there. She is one we're going to be doing some of our live shows with that when I do the recipes and do the membership. As soon as we get over this going on. Oh, look, you can see my beautiful slit throat. As soon as I get over this and then get going, then we'll get on those videos. If I had Skane's girl here, my videos would be how to cook with with restrictions, because I'm actually doing pretty darn good. So just need a nap here and there. But what cream cheese icing recipe is memorized? Yes, it is, because I do a lot of it. That is the same that I do on my cinnamon rolls. So now y'all have some of Yoda's cinnamon roll recipe.
Yes, Skanes knows Kiri. Skanes knows Kiri.
Who say what?
Kiri has some stuff that will make you high. It's so good.
Yeah.
There's if you guys go out to Sam Russell's.
Guys, you guys go flood her Facebook page and tell her you want her fluff. Oh, her cream cheese fluff is really good too. And then you guys go order her stuff, and then you message me back and let me know that you ordered and what you ordered. And here's what we're going to do. You order from her, tell her that Yoda sent you, order your stuff, get it. Tell me what you got. I'm going to send you a recipe tailored to what you bought. How about that?
That works.
Yeah, let's do it. And just tell her that I sent you, man. She is good people, and I absolutely love her.
Well, I was going to say,
and too bad she is not seeing this look right now, because she'd be loving this right now.
go to Sam Russell's page. He's got a short from the last Midwest Preparedness Festival. He bought one of Yoda's cinnamon rolls, and he got some. Was it blueberry? The blueberry.
The blueberry sauce. He got blueberry sauce and the blueberry cinnamon roll.
And he drenched it, and he ate it, and he's got it running down his beard.
The sauce is running down, and juicy goodness.
Hey, Hogs, listen while working.
Yeah,
there you go. Putting in that time.
Yeah. Hey, Lucy, and I do believe she can ship up to Canada too, no problem. She's like right there.
She could drive it to Canada.
She probably could. She's a Wisconsin girl.
You guys could smuggle it back and forth.
Yeah, you just stand there at the border and go, here you go. And so, no, you guys do that. Really get on there. Thunderhill Farm.
Independent.
Reach her through Facebook, like I said. Order something through her. Let me know what you ordered. I will send you a recipe that is tailored around whatever you got. I use a lot of her stuff.
I miss Tiger. Tiger made it in here.
Hey, Tiger.
Hope you're doing good, Tiger. Hope your health is doing good.
Yeah. Independent, mini united. And you guys let me know what you got. And if you want a bread recipe, or if you want a meat recipe, a side recipe, something like that. If you want both, hey, you know what? Sometimes I'm high enough, I'll give you both. So this is a freebie for y'all. Like I said, go support her, go support Kiri, order from her, and my recipe is free to you, tailored to you and what you buy. So
you did the bread.
I did bread.
And what'd you do outside today? I saw that you left me a mess to pick up from the cherry tomatoes.
Well, I'll get that. I can spread it. It was not free to pick up. They should have still been working on it. So I took down the cherry tomato, what I could reach, that wasn't too bad. What was that?
Her radiation is finished on the
nice, beautiful. And Tim's radiation went fast too. He's done with chemo and radiation in a week. Y'all doing that fast.
Angela's got a cousin that got diagnosed.
Yeah. He was supposed to hear today. I need to call. I haven't heard anything, so it must not be bad. He had an appointment with pulmonary, so I'm supposed to be finding out about that and see if the cancer spread.
LP says, let him know when you're high on oxy, and he'll order so we can get to recipes.
No, well, I tell you what, LP.
Hang on, Starla.
For you, and I'm on a muscle relaxer and Diet Coke, so there's that. For you, LP, you can have 3. So you just remind me that I said that, and you can have 3.
So you're a little high right now?
No, it's just a muscle relaxer.
Okay.
But what I did, the tomatoes. So
Right.
I took down the dead tomato plant, what I could reach. Still some I couldn't reach.
I
Did
saw
you
that.
see that? I
saw
can't, though. I can't go overhead. I almost got my grabber reacher thingamajigger
No,
and
don't
went
worry about
after
it.
it.
I usually get the ladder out.
Yeah, I'm not getting on a ladder. It's all I need. I almost fell again today.
It's too wet right now.
So turkeys and chickens like attack me when I go outside, and they're like, feed me, I want more. And I know you got some, especially when they smell like I'm cooking, and like they're all out on the back porch and they're looking through the windows, and they're on the front porch and they're like, how come I can't see you? They're like crazy little
Did
shit
you
things.
see the community page
I
yesterday?
did. I laughed. I'm like, that's so my house. And so they knew I was cooking today, so I had some stuff for them. You know, I gave them some rice and beans and that kind of thing.
Remember at the old house, the turkeys would come up on the deck and stare at you. You could see the kitchen
get
from
on
the
the
window.
second level
And then
come on
they
the
jump
deck.
up on the railing outside the kitchen window, the little window by the thing, and they'd stare at you.
Just watch me. They watch me cook. Like I'm gonna drop something outside the window or something.
I saw it, local prepper. We're gonna get through with her.
Say?
She had a question, but go ahead and finish what you did today, because I want you to stay on point.
And then so what I wanted them to do is eat the tomatoes that I say rotten. They just stayed on there. I thought maybe they'd sun-dried tomato a little bit. They did not. They were still wet and juicy. And so, well, juicy is what dead could be, but they weren't really dead either. So I don't really know. They were like
they got frozen and they were rotting.
They were zombified. Nothing was rotten. And so I pulled the stems down so that the birds could just clean them, wipe them clean. And then they can do their thing, right? Okay. So I'm letting them do their thing. They had it cleaned up pretty good within an hour.
What about the
guineas were mean. Guineas really totally.
Well, guineas are mean. What about the greenhouse?
I just opened it up.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to water in there, but
I watered tonight.
The hose was too heavy for me to pull. It wouldn't reach all the way. It's not because I filled up you had it hanging on there. Shut it down.
Did you shut the water off, or is it still running?
I shut it off. Okay. I turn it off.
Okay.
I check it.
Okay.
Like I check yours.
You don't check mine though.
No, that's true.
I forget. I get busy in the morning trying to get to work, and
then I get a phone call at 4:00 in the afternoon. Crap! Can you go check the faucet?
It's usually by noon.
It's a 50-50 shot, but that it's shut or not. So it's a 50-50 shot. But So I shut that down. But I was not.
Okay.
Today was a busy day. I'd overdone it. I didn't want to overdo it anymore. Trying to get that.
Before we go on with the update.
Oh, my olive trees. Did you water them real good? They look rough. The olive trees.
I didn't water them tonight.
They need to be watered bad. They need a good.
Okay, Starla's got a question. I have a question about the area that Midwest has held.
All right.
Will it be pretty level ground, because I will just need to be coming off knee surgery?
You can scooterize it. So like if you have a scooter that you can push, you're good. But
I don't know, Skangs, you've been there. What do you think?
I'm gonna say no.
It's not, but it's not rocky. It's not rocky. I mean, it's not like rugged.
It's gravel.
It's gravel. It's got a gravel road that goes around the campsite.
And it's not hilly, but there are hills. You got to go uphill to get to the classes and to the bathrooms. So there's that. You can find a level place to camp. It's like if you're pitching a tent or whatever, you can find a level place.
Yeah,
there's
campsites are pretty level.
There's hotels that are 10 minutes away. 10, 15, somewhere in there. 10, 15. I've been playing around as to what I want to do. But if I want to come home or if I'm going to get a hotel room, kind of depends on where I'm at. Hell, if I feel really good, if I keep doing as good as I'm doing, I might camp. But I'm not sure yet. Especially if everybody's coming in. If everybody's coming in, I might camp. I might. Pamber and Skangs are camping.
Are they?
Yeah. Starla comes. Starla might be camping. She might be hoteling it too. I'm telling her to hotel it.
Starla wants the whole experience.
Then camp.
Starla, please, for the love of God, do something stupid that people can make fun of you, because they will give you a nickname. You have no choice in the matter. If you do something dorky or dumb, They will give you a nickname that's going to stick forever.
Starla, if you have an electric scooter, like one of those, like you always see people that shouldn't be on them at Walmart scooters. If you have one of those scooters, there is electricity for you to plug it in if need be.
Oh, Tamara's sleeping in a horse trailer.
Oh, is she? Cheater, pumpkin eater.
If she brings the horse trailer.
Oh yeah. Well, if she would, because she'd be helping bring a load up here. I know what she's talking about now. I smell you're stepping in, Tamara. Yeah, you just got to get here early enough so you can get a hookup site if you need electric. Screen's blue.
Look at that. Oh
You're
my goodness.
So lucky. Fat fingers over here disconnected.
Yeah, I just accidentally swept across and disconnected. Sorry about that, guys.
Dun dun dun. Conspiracy. Oh man. Okay, I'll save it. But yeah,
we're still doing the update.
I know.
Stay on point.
I'm up. Yes. Oh, I'll save it. I'm like, oh, madness, absolute madness. Let's see, what else did I do? I get quite a bit. Trying to figure out like staying organized and that kind of thing and keeping things simple. Has been a challenge. It's been a challenge to get organized. Like I was supposed to help on Friday and she totally flaked on me, but you know, she's 15, so there's that. But I'm figuring out it's kind of good that she flaked because I have to figure it out. Right. And then you said Lexi came and she got me. Well, she got me to where I needed to be. She didn't get me organized. She got me more. Well, that's not true. She got me organized under the sink. So yeah, there's that. Like, you know, nothing worse than when the girl comes and then she's like, "Mom, you shop too much." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Because like I just stock up, right? And so if I don't see it, I stock up. No, I stock up. What? I'm like, hey, are we prepping here or not? A girl's got to have cleaning supplies on hand.
Okay, preppers out there. Everybody that's a prepper out there, I want your opinion on this. Is there a fine line between prepping and hoarding? Is there? Can you very easily jump across that line often? Just yes or no.
Say what? Say that again. Which question I was reading?
Is there a line between prepping and hoarding, and can you jump across that line from time to time?
There's no line.
There's what?
No line.
There's no line. She says there's no line. My pantry and everything else, preppers are organized.
Yes.
You're not organized.
Hey, I know where my cleaning goods are.
Just because your daughter organized them.
Well, no, no. So now she organized and took all my bulk stuff somewhere in the back. They're in the back somewhere. I have no idea where they are. Before I knew where they were. Now I don't know where they are.
You don't need everything because it's all you need is down there.
That's not true. That's totally not. Like somebody took off with most of my bartender's helper, which I use all the time.
You only need one thing, a bartender's helper.
No, I need two. I need the scrubby and I need the spray. All my scrubby is gone.
Okay.
So like, I don't know. Anyway, so I got a thing around here. I'm surprised y'all didn't tackle all of my aluminum foil and parchment paper. I'm eyeballing that because that's like sacred to me right there. Don't be touching that stuff.
She did help organize some stuff though and clean some stuff up. And it was good having her here in that respect.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then she rewarded me like I got a reward day because I did what I was supposed to do and I was a good girl.
Tell them no.
I got a reward day. I went to Qdoba. She took me to Qdoba and I got Qdoba. I know I wasn't going to eat Qdoba no more, but I wasn't going to do Chipotle. And it was a long story about the Chipotle Qdoba thing. She got Chipotle thinking she was going to take me to Qdoba. I was a little full. Like, so this is surgery. Like, I cannot empty out. Like, I have not felt like I had an empty belly. And it's just terrible, terrible, terrible. But it's because I have to eat. Like, all right, anybody that knows me, I eat like a bird. And recovering from a surgery like this, you cannot eat like a bird. You have to eat. So I'm like getting up and purposefully eating breakfast and then lunch and then dinner. So I feel extremely full all the time. And my body is like, what the hell are you doing to me? And so I'm going through all of that and like constantly feel bloated and that kind of thing. And just I don't ever feel hungry because I'm constantly doing that. It's not how my body works.
Okay, guys, here honest truth about this place. Because of
What are you talking about?
well, the whole hoarder and prepper question.
I was talking, so what I'm saying is not important.
Because well, we're getting past everybody's answers, and I want to address it before we move on.
Whatever.
Because of the way this place is set up, we've got portions of this place that are prepper's paradise, and we got other parts that look like hoarders.
Yeah, but the hoarder part is not my problem. That's not my fault.
It's our problem.
It's our problem, but it's not our fault.
But yeah, well, yeah, it's not.
It's
Well,
not our fault. We bought it.
Ultimately,
We bought the problem.
Ultimately, it is our
And quite
problem.
frankly, you've taken how many tons of it to the
Well, and
yard?
that's the point I'm trying to make. Is there's once we're operating on less than half the square footage of this house because of
Yeah, but you haven't taken anything we brought with us there. You've taken everything we bought there. Better not be taking anything that we brought here there
where
to the junkyard.
no, everything that we brought here is in the outbuilding or in the house.
And the outbuilding stuff that we bought is what you're taking to make room for our stuff, so it doesn't look like a hoarder's paradise.
Oh, you say bought the stuff that came with the house. No, it's getting more organized, guys. Okay.
Like it's our problem, but not our fault.
You're getting ready for the garden. What did we do? She got me to go to organic grocers today.
I did. I'm so proud of you.
God, that's as bad as
proud of you.
That's as bad as going to IKEA.
He did so good.
Except at IKEA, I can get fish toothpaste and crackers.
He did so good. Like, no, he didn't make fun of anybody. You didn't.
Oh, my inner dialogue. I was making fun of people. Trust me, guys.
He did so good. And like, except for the fact that he took off on me because he got excited over the turmeric and the ginger. So he got excited over that and getting that like my whole bring me a bag person disappeared. And like the poor girl, there was one girl that was stalking and she's looking at me. She's like, "Are you okay? Can I help you with anything?" And I'm like, "I think my helper disappeared." And I realized he was over with the ginger and turmeric. And I was like, "Oh, there he is. He's over with the ginger and turmeric." And she started laughing. Like, I think she totally knew what we were doing.
Well, we go there. We go there to get our organic
sweet potatoes.
Gosh darn it!
Why do you keep messing with the computer? Leave it alone. Leave it alone. And so I go and I get my sweet potatoes there so I can get my slips and all that. And I sell my slips. And usually I sell them every year. Last 2 years, were 2 years or just last year? 2 years. Last 2 years I haven't. The year before that I did. So we'll get some video on how I do that and collect it and then bunch everything together. And then I just get on Facebook and I post it and I make good money. I have people that drive far to get my sweet potato slips, but that's because I go into great lengths. So I've got the Japanese, I've got purple, I've got Jersey Giants, I've got USA Garnet. I got a lot. And then ginger and turmeric. So yay! But I'm very proud of you.
I'll tell you.
And in fact, it wasn't even him. The girl that checked us out, I was told like we got in the car and like, "I'm really confused. Can you help me out?" And he goes like, "What?" And I said, "The person that checked us out, boy or girl?" And he was like, "Definitely a girl." And I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah,
Instead to make
it was a female.
He was like, "She was just extra crunchy." You're like, "Okay."
God, pardon language, I about crap my pants when I saw the price of turmeric root. $18,
$17 a pound.
$17 a pound for turmeric root. I usually, when we get organic stuff like that, I can handle if some of it doesn't grow. Every single bit of that turmeric better sprout. Because man, that's expensive. Hey, I just take the barrel.
It just needs a beautiful raised bed is what it needs. Can you do that? I need a beautiful raised bed.
The turmeric goes underneath in the food forest over there. I looked at where to plant it and I looked at how to grow it.
Okay.
And
That's all yours.
You don't want direct sale.
That's all yours. Don't you be bitching at $18 a pound next year.
Hey Sam, what's up? We were just talking about you, brother.
See you
Talking about you and your short with the blueberry cinnamon roll and the blueberry syrup.
Sam, it's like a loaf of bread that's like similar to a cinnamon roll, but it's got curious chocolate fluff in it. So yummy. Loaf of bread.
So I'll be honest with you guys. It's been really hard the last couple of months to get videos out. The will's just not there, and quite frankly, I'm either sleeping or doing something.
My will for food videos is coming out. Like I really think I need a cripple section on cooking. How many people have surgery all the time and they're like told that they have to stay out of the kitchen? There's a lot of us. And so I was told I was going to be grounded from the kitchen for a month. I am really surprised. My doctor is surprised on how well I'm doing. You just got to know your limits and know what your limits are. And oh man, I'm telling you, it can be done. I'm having fun. In fact, you're going to pull some stuff out of the freezer, but I have a treat for you. If you're a good boy, I got a treat for you. That's what we're going to have this weekend.
What's that?
Bangers and mash.
Okay.
You had it at Highland Games and you liked it. So when I thought
I
of bangers, I thought it was
I like it.
No,
I like
forget it.
it.
You can't have it. I'm leaving everything in the freezer.
I like it,
Nope.
but it's British food.
You don't get it.
There's only a certain level of like you can have.
Good. You can't have
British
any
food.
Nope, not
So,
yours.
Mrs. Hack said they had 5 kids born on Sunday, 2 mamas, and
Beautiful.
our house guests went out to the paddock this weekend. It got warm enough.
Our house guest went to. Oh yeah. Okay.
It got warm enough 2 days ago.
Yeah.
That we took the babies out.
They are back with mama
and left them with mama, and they're
mamas.
They are doing great.
Mm-hmm. They still need some loving.
Yeah,
though,
they come up. In fact, I was telling her I went out there to check on them as it got dark, and the little babies came up to the fence. I was able to pick them both up this morning, and the little brown and white one cuddled with me.
Yeah.
And tonight she came up when I said hi, and she wanted to suckle my finger because mama wasn't feeding her.
It doesn't feed her the way we.
Yeah, they're growing something fierce, and they're both so happy.
Oh, maybe I'll take a bottle out to her tomorrow.
No, don't do that.
Why not?
You can go out and see him. Did Rosie come in here? Hey, Rosie.
Hey, Rosie.
You missed Rosie coming in.
Yeah. So like the bread is beautiful. I hear my phone tinkering. So hopefully people already went over and ordered from Thunderhill Farm and they're saying, hey, I want my special recipe for what I just bought. So, but yeah, she's got some good stuff. She doesn't even know we're doing this collaboration.
Mrs.
Hey,
Hack,
Carrie, we're doing a collaboration.
Mrs. Hack says she let Darren do the cooking when she was down for her knee replacement.
Yeah, that ain't happening here. Not gonna happen.
Okay,
bye, LP.
Take care.
Thanks for stopping by.
Stay frosty. Let's see. Yeah, it is. It's getting later. The sun didn't set tonight till almost 6. So it's.
I don't know what y'all are talking about.
It's getting
like
later.
6:30.
And then, quite honestly, doing chores outside, sometimes I'll just throw on a headlamp and be out there working on it when the weather gets nicer and it's not completely muddy. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Sam's got over 2,500 subscribers. You guys go out. If you're not subscribed to Sam's channel,
go sub
to him. He's a friend of the homestead.
And
he's got some really good info on there.
No joke.
It's military related, but it's personal opinion. It's something that homesteaders should know. There's an aspect to homesteading, the security aspect, that you are well served if you are trained in these martial things. And he's doing the simple stuff that people need to know and giving people motivation to do better. So go sub to him and support him.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 70 degrees this weekend. Did you see that? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to have to take up something that I can get outside and kind of soak up the sun. But the color is hot. and the sun beams down on the collar. It's not comfy. So super, super glad.
What else?
Well, good. Skane's glad you subbed. Everybody else go sub. You know,
So
Sam's an awesome guy.
It's been a while since.
And if you got single daughters, let them know. Although I kind of like them with the single lady up here, but just saying.
It's been a while since the dogs got fresh meat that we had during the cold spot. We had 2 lambs die. I mentioned that last week on the live, and I left them out in the greenhouse because it was so cold. They were frozen up until yesterday afternoon. But I butchered them, and I got a 5-gallon bucket almost full of meat for the dogs. Now they're being picky. They're being picky. It took them about an hour to decide they were going to eat last night because they were.
You know
hungry.
why?
Why?
Because I've been cooking for them.
Yeah, but they're finally. Fancy didn't have any problem with it. Fancy's like, this is good. I'm liking this. But the other 2, they finally started eating tonight because they got hungry enough. But they
were chewing on bones this afternoon. Whatever you left out in the yard.
Were they?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Couldn't get them in. I didn't care though. They were all muddy.
Yeah, so. It's going to be like that for the next 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
You know, it was really cool yesterday, guys. I actually this morning too. I did not have to use the faucet to fill up the waters today, the trough, but you did. You used the faucet.
No, the hose turned on.
Well,
I used the faucet.
No, I used the water catchment.
I thought you were talking like our sink inside.
Just the water coming off the roofs.
Well, yeah, how am I going to haul water? I can't haul water.
I'm just
barely
saying.
Wipe my butt. You want me to haul water?
But the water coming off the roofs put about 100 to 150 gallons of water in all 3 tanks, and so.
Skane Jean have fancy pants. She was just telling us how much she missed you. Oh, so you can have her. She's yours. Of course, Lexi spoiled her though too.
Yeah, it's getting warm enough. We're gonna start doing our walks again.
Yeah. I was going to say something that was not important, but it was funny. So, shoot,
must not have been too funny.
It was funny to me.
Yeah. So yeah, so they're doing that, and you know we're trying to keep them off the kibble.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we told you, but the kibble
was killing our dog.
Was causing. Yeah, we told them last week. We talked about it last.
We did. Like I think we switched them over 2 months ago, a month and a half ago.
Was it
something like that?
No.
Yeah,
they're doing great. They finally ate again.
Went to the mailbox today. Struggle getting out there. Damn, my leg. I'm telling you. Sometimes those muscles just tighten up.
Did we talk about the mailboxes like last week?
No, we did not. We love our friends. We love our friends. We love our friends.
I'm not going to mention any names.
No, we love our friends.
I'm not going to mention any names, but they may be getting some new nicknames because we had some friends come over and help, and they accidentally snapped the post for the mailbox off. So it's out there.
Mm-hmm.
The ground is completely frozen, so I couldn't dig a hole.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as it thaws out enough, I'm going to have to go out there and dig another hole, put another post in, and I'm going to use a much bigger post, something that's better and more sturdy.
Yeah, that'd be good. Perhaps then, if it was bigger and more sturdy, they would see it. Oh wait, they did see it when they hit it coming in. Anyway, we love our friends.
I think I need to put that out to the community. What good nicknames can come from this?
I don't know. I just like ready to paint it safety orange. Just I'm so tired of it. But yeah. But didn't you hit it last month? That would be a G. I did not hit it last month.
You know what? It was with
you own it.
It was with the skid loader. It was with the skid loader. And B, it's my mailbox, and I can do whatever I damn well please with it. And mine was fixable. Mine, when I put it back together, it was sturdier than it was before. This time, I actually have to replace the whole post.
Yeah, I saw you have it all wired up. I was like, that is some jerry rig right there.
Hey.
Megan, I got your card
Megan.
today. It was so cute. Thank you so much. And yes, I got it today. I went to the mailbox today And it was hospital bills and Megan's card.
Excellent.
And so, Megan, your card went out off mailbox delivery today.
Nothing to be sorry for.
And,
Nothing.
What did she say?
She's the one that told them about our need, and they came over to help.
Oh yeah, no, it's all
No,
good.
it's not. We're not mad. It's just it's one of those things that happens.
Every time somebody tries to help us, something happens. It's either the poor damn mailbox or the let's see, Skeins was doing something. Skeins hit the Jeep. But yeah, it could be worse. At least just the mailbox. Skeins took out the Jeep. So, but anyway, yeah. Yeah, Megan is my cousin, and Megan sent me a beautiful card. And you wish I could get it because it's so funny.
Yeah.
It's like so up Skeins' alley too. She'd love it. Then I can grab it. Too.
But yeah, so we got to. I'm going to put that out to the community and see what we can find out. You know what though?
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna put the incident out to the community and see if we can come up with a good nickname.
She needs one. She didn't have one.
But yeah, she does.
She was driving, right?
No, she wasn't. He was.
He was.
He was driving.
Oh, he didn't have one.
You know.
Oh, I thought.
You know, here's the deal. Here's the deal, though. Here's the deal. The road out in front of our house had a trailer on it, and I know this. I know this from pulling multiple trailers in there. Skeins can attest to this. It can be really damn hard getting a trailer turned onto the driveway from that road.
It's almost near damn impossible. We have actually had to take campers off and use the tractor to bring them in. So here's what I want to show you. So
Cindy?
this is what was in my mailbox, and so cool. And
Hold it up, Steve.
and well, I will. It says, and so all of my tequila people out there, you're absolutely gonna love it. And it says, the doctor said you need shots. And it's got the tray of tequila shots, if y'all see that. And then the nurse. And then inside, of course, she's got all the writing. I'm not going to share it with you. I'll be right over. Feel better soon. Just super cute. And gave me a smile, made me laugh. So I thought it was funny. But yeah, because it's so Megan and I. But yeah. So we should get her butt over here. Wait till I get off the pain meds though.
Yeah, we gotta have a room for them.
Right. Just
well,
they'll camp, so I'm not worried about it. They'll bring the camper. But yeah, but wait till I get off all the pain medicine and all that crap.
I need to
hit
hacks up to get the electricity for the camper spot running because I
whoa, what happened to it?
It never did get set up properly because I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
What are you talking about? There's people that have been plugged into it.
No, they were using a extension cord from
sure about that?
Positive.
Using they were using an extension cord because they didn't have the right converter.
Trust me, it came from the garage or the outbuilding.
Huh. Maybe because we didn't have the right converter?
No, because I could never get the damn outlet to work because I'm not an electrician.
Because it's something about the converter, I'm sure.
It's nothing to do with
I don't know. Let's take a bet on that because I remember that right. I think. Pretty sure I remember that right. It was the converter.
There you go. It's not easy getting. I have actually backed out with the trailer a couple times. Not easy with the mailbox right there. Or the Jeep, right there, Skeins. The Jeep makes it harder to get the trailer in and out too, doesn't it? 30 minutes east of the river, Bonnie Blue.
Skin should just be called Bumper Pool. But yeah, no, so it's been good. But yeah, we had everybody over here and always something happens. It just is what it is. Crap breaks down, it stays where it stays. We're used to going around it. You come over and you're not used to getting around it, and it happens. Mm-hmm. It just does happen. So, but yeah. So I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, so my incision on my neck. Did we ever go over that? Because I think this is funny.
We showed it a little bit last week.
I didn't show. Did I talk about? Because like everybody is like every doctor that looks at it and every nurse that looks at it, they're like, oh man, and they're just mesmerized. That is the most beautiful incision I've ever seen. And I look in the mirror and I'm like, holy shit, there's like Frankenstein kind of stuff coming out of there.
We need to get some bolts and put them on your neck.
I mean, I just like, and then, it's terrible. I entered the itchy stage today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Vitamin E
It's
will
bad.
take care of that.
There's glue over it. It can't penetrate it. Yep. Nope. Nope.
So that's about it. You got anything else for the homestead update?
Who's close to the West River? So
Cindy,
we still wave
Cindy
at
lives
each
in
other?
South Dakota. And she lives 30 miles
Okay.
east of the or west of the river.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently that means something. That's code talk for people that live in South Dakota and probably Minnesota.
Yes, it has something to do with the Southerner or Yankee?
No.
No.
East side and west side of the river.
Oh yeah, no. I don't know.
What is it? She's on the west side. throwing up them South Dakota gang signs.
One side has children of the corn, the other side has we. I don't know.
I'll tell you what.
What is the aliens? The other side has aliens.
I'll tell you what. We're joking, but I've been to South Dakota and Minnesota up in that area. That is gorgeous up there. That is some gorgeous country up there.
Randy Pitts schedule changed. Dang. 3 a.m. wake up call. Ooh, ouch.
I was up at 3 a.m. Randy, you and I are on the same time schedule. Of course, mine's not because of work. Mine's because I'm old and can't sleep anymore.
River splits our state. East forms west ranches. Okay, gotcha.
Oh, okay.
East farms west ranches. Gotcha. All right. Interesting.
Makes sense.
We're all a collage down here, and they're all organized up there. South Dakota, those people. Dang it. Organized people.
Interesting.
I don't know. Organized people hanging around Grumpy Acres Farm.
Here's an interesting tidbit. Hey, Greg. Here's an interesting tip about South Dakota and Wyoming and North Dakota. The population is so spread out there. I went to a class down in Arkansas when I was working for the DOD, and there were a bunch of guys from the different National Guards there. And the dude from South Dakota and the dude from Wyoming were talking about how instead of driving to the armories like I did, they would fly in helicopters because it's so far.
I could see that.
And the guard people would be out doing their training in the helicopter, and it'd be like, hey, I need to go out to this armory. So they jump in a Black Hawk and fly out to the armory and then fly back for the day.
Oh, I had some news on Idaho that Dad and Mom were telling me about. Totally forgot what it was, though. It was important and they were concerned, but I don't remember what it was about. So they may have to reach me another time and tell it to me again. Good news is I won't remember it. So just tell it to me again. So anyway, but yeah. So is that it for the update?
I think so. I don't have anything else.
All right. Guess what happened this weekend?
What happened this weekend?
Is my smile big enough? I'm not sure that it is. All hell's getting ready to break loose, and lefties everywhere are crying in a pillow and shriveled in a corner. Dan Bongino is now the new
deputy director.
Yes. Assistant deputy director, right? And so dun dun dun. It's all coming out.
Yeah, Len, I saw that. I doubt if it happens because
what happened? Half of Oregon. Yeah, they've been trying for a while. Oregon and some of California as well. North California.
Unfortunately, it takes both states to agree, and Washington needs the revenue from the taxes.
Washington, what the hell are you talking about?
Not Oregon. The Oregon needs the revenue from those eastern counties to support Portland, and it's just we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, but they've been working on that for years. I'm not sure it's gonna happen.
So Angela brought up a good point. There's a lot of interesting stuff happening. I thought the Dan Bongino thing was very interesting because you got Kash Patel up at the top, and then
Pam,
and then Dan Bongino underneath him at the FBI.
And then you got Pam as the attorney.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a big deal.
She's a question mark.
I don't think so. I think she's proven that she's out for what's right. So.
Well, so there's where I want to start. That's where I want to start about the talk. So Carl Benjamin, whose website and YouTube channel is called Sargon of Akkad. So this guy, he's British, and he was one of the first conservative people I started following on YouTube way back in 2012, 2013. Hey,
Tag.
So he did a video this weekend, and I highly recommend you guys go find it. It was entitled "Sow the Wind, Reap the Whirlwind," and he talks to the leftists in the country that are confused and perplexed and upset about what's going on. And he made the point to the effect that the dynamic has changed, that in the past, every time that conservatives and patriots have said, hey, pump the brakes, you're going too far, they said, screw you, you don't get to be in the conversation, shut up and sit down, elections have consequences, and they've done whatever the hell they wanted. And what they did over time is they've alienated people. And then they spent 8 years trying to destroy not only President Trump, but those around him and average people that were against their policies. They
anybody who spoke up for freedom.
They weaponized these government agencies, and he even
weaponized the Second Amendment.
The one comment that he made in this video that was probably the takeaway comment was that because of their actions, there are a group of people in charge that have decided that the leftists do not have a place in our civilization, and they are and Trump and company is systematically does not surprise me. Does not surprise me. But
stir the pot.
They are systematically trying to disassemble what the leftists have done over the last 20 years. Mm-hmm. And if the first 30 days is a good example of what we're in for, they're going to do a pretty good job of it. The first phase is to unwind a whole bunch of stuff. The second phase, which is going to start happening within the next 2 or 3 months, and it'll be they're going to start to legislate these changes into permanency.
Oh, I think they've already started.
So no, they haven't. They have not. They have not started legislating it. They've only used executive orders. So everything as of right now, guys,
there's some stuff being
everything that's been done can be undone if the leftists get back in charge. So the next process is to legislate them into permanency. And the other comment, which was the second best comment that he made, and it was actually more of a point, was that one drop of leftism is poison. And he's right.
Who what?
Carl Benjamin, the guy that does Sargon of Akkad. Mm-hmm. But he made the point that one drop of leftism is poison, and people are starting to come to that conclusion on their own because they see the way they're acting as President Trump and Doge and all his political appointees are coming up and pointing out all this fraud, waste, and abuse that's happening. And I highly recommend it. It was a very pointed video. He was very direct and laid it out for the leftists pretty straightforward. And he's not a rah-rah cheerleader for Trump. He flat out says that he disagrees with some of the stuff that's going on and maybe going too far too fast, but he agrees with the principle behind it. Okay. Hey, hush. But yeah, go out and watch that. Okay, then the next thing that's going on. Did you guys watch the press brief today? What's her name? Kathy Levitt. They went over a lot of stuff. I just happened to be listening to it right before I left work, and I
was listening to some of it. They were doing a whole thing on it, and that's why I asked you. I thought that there were some bills because they were talking about some of the voting on the floor. Mm-hmm. Well, they were on the radio talking about some voting on the floor. You can shake your head at me all you want, but that's what they were talking about.
A couple of things happened today that are, in my opinion, really important. The first thing was the White House told the press people that the White House Press Association, which is a a non-governmental organization of the press corps, is no longer in charge of who gets seats in the press room. And naturally the cries, oh, they're trying to censor us and all. You know what? We are guaranteed freedom of speech. We are not guaranteed freedom of access. All right. Being in the press corps and being in the White House or on Air Force One is a privilege. And I could never understand why the White House, especially during the Bush era and the Trump era, allowed these people to be in there and treat or behave the way they behave. Jim Acosta was a prime example. In fact, I guarantee he's one of the reasons why President Trump did this time around, was because they get in there and they try to ask gotcha questions, and they're not. We're supposed to have freedom of representation. Well, yeah, we're not talking about the Congress, though. We're talking about the press.
I think they're talking about something else.
No. But so I could never understand why they let these people in there to begin with, if they're just going to lie about it. The press has a duty to, and they don't have to be rah-rah cheerleaders, even though they are definitely rah-rah cheerleaders for the left. But they're supposed to be unbiased, and they're supposed to report facts. And the fact is that they don't. Every paper is going to have an agenda, and every paper is going to be biased in that direction. But the media today, compared to what it was like 40, 50 years ago. All right, Night Starla, is completely different. And again, I applaud these changes. I also understand that they could go too far, and there could be problems down the road. But right now I like what's going on.
Gold cards. What?
Yeah, you're not going to get an unbiased media if one side gets to pick. No, hold on a second. You're never.
It's powwow weekend. Yes.
You're never gonna get an unbiased media. Period. You're never gonna get an unbiased.
Megan, yes.
Unbiased media. Period. But you don't have to give access. If they can be as biased as they want. They don't have a right to be in the White House. They can report anything they want, and they can get it from the press releases. They can do everything else, but they have abused the privilege of being in there. And it's about time. We are in the find out portion of the equation as far as the left goes. The leftists in America are finding out the repercussions to their actions, and this is one of those repercussions. And I made a walking video a couple months ago that there can be no reconciliation until people are held accountable. And that's why I applaud this. All right.
Well,
okay. Now, what were you talking about? What powwow?
My cousin is coming to see us the second weekend of June.
Oh, okay.
I vetoed you. She asked if it would work. I just said yes.
Oh, so you didn't even ask me.
I mean,
okay.
You were more concerned about politics than family. And she says, we want to see you. We want to see you guys too. Can you believe the kids are 13 and 11? So,
yeah.
So that's powwow weekend. So we'll have to do powwow.
Okay. Yeah, I have not. Okay. Independent Mini. I saw other people talking about this gold card thing. I'm not going to speak on it because I have not done any reading on it and done any research. I saw it. My first gut reaction on it is it's probably not a good idea. But that's said from an uninformed standpoint and doing it. And again, it's President Trump. It's President Trump. So, the man negotiates things. It's just like America taking over Gaza. The first time he said it blew people's minds. They about lost their stuff. As time goes on, what he meant has become more and more clear. The apoplectic reaction that people had to it was unfounded. I don't care if you come.
You were all like, but you weren't going to ask me.
But you didn't ask me.
So
That's
just
the
tell her,
point.
yes, she can
That's
come.
the point. You didn't ask me.
Well,
You didn't even wait until we were done.
I didn't even think I needed to ask you.
But let's see here. Independent Mini says, same thing. We'll see. And you know, and here's the deal. What we see going on in the country is the political pendulum swinging back the opposite direction. And anybody that knows basic physics, if you pull a pendulum far enough, eventually it's going to swing back the other way. And the further it goes one way, the further it's going to swing the other way. You know, the natural tendency is to find the middle ground, but you have to go to the extremes to get there first.
Well, and I know we need to do research on the gold card thing, and I haven't heard it. So I'll go in and do some research on that myself as well, and kind of see what the powers that be have to say about it as well, and what their thoughts are. My first impression, without knowing anything, I think my fear would be that sometime down the road that's going to become a measure of I have the most money, so what I say goes, and what I want is what's going to happen, and I'm more important than you because I have more money than you.
That's why it says it doesn't sound like a good idea.
Right.
Starla, good night. She's talking about Joy Reid. Anybody that doesn't know, Joy Reid's show got canceled. Low ratings. And MSNBC finally decided that the bottom line dollar was more important than ideology. And quite frankly, Joy Reid is one of the most ignorant and racist people, not only in the media, but in this country. She's a vile person.
So it's a good thing she's chasing the almighty dollar then.
No, she's not chasing it. But she got on her podcast or something. I'm not quite sure where it was. And she was crying. And she was saying, my show had value. There's a lesson here, guys. There is a lesson to be learned here. And pay attention. This is very important. If you have to get up in front of somebody and you have to tell them, I have value, what I'm doing has value, then you aren't and you don't. All right. If you have value, people will recognize that value. If you produce a product that is valuable, people will buy it. If you provide a service that is valuable, people will utilize it.
If you're not a leech.
All I could think of was the scene in Office Space,
Die Independent Mini,
where the two dudes are sitting there and they're asking what everybody does, and they're telling the guy, well, you really don't do much, do you? And the guy's veins are poking out, and he's screaming, I have value, I'm important. Yeah, if you have to do that, you're not. Plain and simple.
I would just say don't be a dick and then turn around and walk away.
Well, and and she has laughed about people's, white people's tears. She's a vile racist. Seriously. Is
she black or what?
She's black. She's black. And okay, Independent, you have a good evening. But yeah, take that lesson to heart. If you want to stay employed, if you want to stay in people's circle or whatever, be of value. Bring something to the table that's valuable, whether it's friendship, compassion, capitalism, whatever. Just don't be like that. All right. What else went on today that was worth talking about? They identified the leakers. I don't know if you guys remember when they were doing the ICE raids in Los Angeles. They had somebody was leaking information to the local authorities and to the illegals on where the raids were going to happen. And they found
that person.
The government said they found it. Kristi Noem came out today and said that they had identified the leakers and they would be dealt
plural
with. Leakers. Yes.
Wow.
Plural.
Get them.
Which I think personally, I think they should be prosecuted because they
tyranny.
No.
Treason.
No.
Yes.
Okay. This is something else I want to talk about. All right. All right. Her response just now is what a whole bunch of people on my news. I go to a website that pulls together news articles, and then people comment on them, right? Very old school. It's very, I've been on this site.
I mean, they were
since
leaking
2000.
confidential information.
It's fine.
What do you suggest? A swat on the ass and let them go?
I didn't say that either, but
I
what I'm
mean-
not going to do is I'm not going to go out. There are people saying that they should be hung.
I don't think they should
there's
be hung,
people-
but I think they should be made an example of.
Well, they should be made an example of, but we do it in a legal and reasoned way.
Hey, is
We're
my
not the
air
left.
fryer still floating around the back seat of your car?
No, it's out, or it's in the back. But
It looks naked right there.
you know, it becomes very okay. How do I put this? Sometimes you have to become the monsters that you're fighting. All right, it's just a factual thing about fighting monsters. Is you have to sometimes you have to become the monster to fight the monster. But the key point in there is
I'm
knowing
good with
when
that too, Rabbit. Gitmo, just put them in Gitmo.
The key to that is knowing when and how to do it, and being able to walk yourself back. Because if you don't do that, what you do is you end up like the left. Now, the left is unable to regulate their behavior now, and they have painted themselves into a corner. I don't know if you guys follow.
You have to quit yelling. You get so excited.
I don't know if you guys follow what's going on in the left-wing blogosphere. There are a lot of calls for open violence, not only against the government, but against people that voted
civilians
for Trump.
too.
Civilians. There's
it's going to be big, and I think they're waiting for the warm weather. Is what they're waiting for.
And the Antifa and BLM people are just waiting for riot season to come.
Yeah, and it's around the corner.
Yeah, Rabbit. They want violence.
Yeah.
All right.
Says y'all be making fun of my borderline between preparedness and hoardingness. You just remember, I don't have to hoard preparedness and hoardingness. Hoardingness.
Okay, don't say it like that because it sounds like something else.
Whatever. So don't you see? Always a man.
It's hoarding. It's hoarding.
Hoarding.
Okay.
Hoarding abilities. Is that better?
Yes.
And so I don't know why you even had to go there. Everybody knew what I was talking about. And so, make fun of that, but at least I don't have to go to the city. So there's that. I can wait them out all summer and all fall.
Well, and Tim Pool did a really good video about the whole Civil War aspect. And this is something that's been on my mind for quite a while. The very same people on the left that whenever the Patriots and
right.
the MAGA people.
Lynn's got it right. That's why it's taken so long.
The people that on the MAGA side that were calling for open violence and insurrection, the very same people that on the left that are calling for it now were making fun of these people even 6 months ago. He had the receipts and he showed it, and he made the point. He made the point that if think back to school when you learned about the Civil War. All right, when did the Civil War start? Somebody tell me from school, when did it start? What event took place that quote unquote was the start of the Civil War? Okay, I'll give you a hint. It was in South Carolina, Charleston, and it involved a fort. All right.
And wasn't even in the same century, was it? Don't believe it was.
No, it was.
Was it?
But it happened before Abraham Lincoln even became president. All right. And it wasn't until almost 6 months later that the first battle of Manassas happened. And even then, whenever that happened, there were people out picnicking because they did not understand the nature of what was going on. And we are in that point right now. Right. Rabbit got it right. 1861 is when they say the Civil War started. I'm here to tell you the area that we live in, Kansas, was part of the area that the border war that took place from the early 1850s up until the start of the Civil War. Whenever there you go. Sam knows. Sam lives in the area, so he knows exactly where I was going with this. The Civil War started way before they say it did. There was bloodshed. There was bloodshed in this area starting in 1854. Actually, You could probably go back even a little bit further
Before.
than that, Sam. But it really got hot and heavy.
They had to start
that
paying
time.
attention.
But and we're to the point now. We're not quite to the 1850s yet. But we could very easily get there. Yeah, Fort Sumter. There you go. Beth Emily wins a gold star for the internet today. She won the internet. Yeah, Bleeding Kansas. Exactly. But the point is it's pretty darn relevant to what's going on now.
Mm-hmm.
We are entering a point in time when people don't really understand the dynamics and they don't understand where it's going to go. And I'll tell you why this is important to me right now. This is going to sound so stupid. I decided I've been wanting to write some sort of book recently, for some reason. And I decided I was going to do.
Been talking about writing a book for 2 years.
I started working on it. I started working on it about 4 weeks ago, doing the background and building the backstories and all this stuff. But anyway, it was going to be an economic collapse prepper story. And in the process of doing this, I'm trying to come up with a backstory how the country could collapse now that Trump is in office. If we're doing all these things, if we're doing all these things to make America great again, and they announced a $500 million pledge by Apple to reshore manufacturing to the United States, 20,000 jobs from Apple coming back to the United States. We're getting rid of all this bloat in the government. Things are trending in a positive direction. How does it fall apart?
Fort Knox. Fort Knox comes to mind.
Well,
no gold, no security.
I did a lot of research.
Has that happened yet? Have they gone out to Fort Knox yet? I wondered, that crazy chick did something on that. I didn't watch that video, but I saw she did something on that.
Don't feel bad about the book. My second book is over 75% for the last 7 weeks.
Lynn said something about the tariffs got them going and got them started. I don't understand that argument either. What they're all screaming about these tariffs and how it's going to be the end to America and all this and that. And they're all crying. He flat out said it's trade for trade. He's trying to teach them a lesson. If they're going to charge us 25% in tariffs, we're going to charge them 25% in tariffs. If they're going to charge us 5% in tariffs, we're going to charge them 5% in tariffs. So everybody needs to just relax. What he's saying is he's not going to let anybody take advantage of us anymore. And look what's happening. Jobs are coming back to the U.S.
Well, and
how wonderful is that?
Well, and the things I came up with was.
So in your book, can you use that? Fort Knox is empty? That's how we collapse?
Well, that's actually part of the economic collapse.
Mm-hmm.
What I've been doing is I've been having AI analyze the news, and for the last 2 or 3 weeks I've been developing this backstory on how a collapse could happen, because I don't want to put something out there that's unrealistic. That's one thing that as a consumer of prepper fiction that drives me nuts, that when it's not realistic. And I'm really disappointed, because neighbor Chris and his wife watched Homestead, and he's pretty dialed into stuff like that. And I asked him how it was, and he said it was completely unrealistic.
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah. And so I'm like, yeah, I might watch it, but the bar hasn't been set very, very high at this point. Well, anyway, one thing that I figured out by looking at all the data and going through this stuff, there's a lot of stuff out there that we don't know about and that could come to the surface that could derail things pretty quick. Okay, hang on a second. Let's do.
I think there's something missing from tags.
Okay, there wasn't just one thing about that started the Civil War. It was about building for a long. Yeah, right, exactly.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. If Trump stops the
artificial property of the market, it will collapse. Fundamentals have been for a long time.
Absolutely. There's we're tag. Help me come up. What's the word I'm looking for? The everything bubble. Is that what it's called? where there's, you know, the
Well, I find that very interesting because
artificial
I find that comment very interesting, Tag, and we'll see where that goes. Because one of the things they were talking about today, and one of the things that was on the floor, they were talking about Medicare and how they were going to stop the bleed and the money that's been stolen from that. And they're actually talking about going after SNAP and bringing that back as well and cutting that. And there's a lot of people going, if you do this, you know, it's just going to be a nightmare, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Here's my thing. Well, let's go back to the old fashioned, let's do an audit and let's go through and find all the illegals that are not supposed to be getting Medicare and what's the doggone it, the SNAP and there's something
all the
else.
welfare programs,
all the welfare programs that aren't supposed to be getting that. Let's go and cut those. Those are all done with stolen social security cards. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get Social Security because there's someone using my Social Security number who has actually purchased a house in California, in Alameda, California, who's living under my name with my identification, and they're owning a house. Thank God they're paying their taxes. I haven't got a bill for that yet. But, you know, who knows what happens the next day.
See, Tag's talking about some very important stuff there. The everything bubble. If you guys don't know what that is, remember the housing bubble in 2008 or the banking crisis back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Those were bubbles. And when they popped, they caused a lot of problems. But we're in a state now where there are a bunch of overlapping bubbles, and if one of them pops, they're all going to pop. And there's some very good economists out there that are predicting not just a recession by 2030, but an actual depression.
I think that's been evident. That's been coming for a long time before Trump. Before we even talked about Trump, we were talking about the depression. And I think if it comes in 2030, great, then Trump has held it off. And so, you know, he bought us another 4 years. So thank God for that. Because that depression, whether you like it or not, it's been coming.
Okay.
That train, you could hear that whistle blowing.
There's a book series by Kurt Schindler, a columnist for Town Hall Media, that is a fictional story about what would happen with the Civil War. Actually a pretty good book series, guys. If you like prepper fiction, it's one of the better ones out there. I'm not going to say it's the best. I read the first two books in that series, found them very enjoyable. But yeah, Lynn's right. He got some good books out there. They are on Amazon, by the way. But getting back to the topic at point, you know, we've got the everything bubble. I think what we're going to find out from Doge is that the corruption and the deep, I'm not going to call it the deep state. The shadow government is much more entrenched into the system than what we believe. And it's going to take time to root them out. And the longer it takes them to root it out, the more the more time it has to fight back.
Well, Tag, then it's just a big shit sandwich. And I'm not hungry, but I guess I'm going to have to eat it one way or the other.
And there's the problem right there, Tag, right? I mean, you have to find the balance. But just like
whether he does or doesn't, it's going to happen.
Everything else, this is one of those things that in order to right the ship, this is going to happen. All right. So a collapse or depression or whatever is not a matter of if right now. It's a matter of when.
And we all knew Trump coming in was going to buy us 4 more years.
It's a matter of from an individual standpoint, it's a matter of each one of us understanding that to begin with, and then working to insulate ourselves and doing all the things.
HG's got it. Yeah, it's time for Tabasco. Stock up on that hot sauce because you're going to eat it one way or the other.
You know, one thing that group of us, Tag, me, American Roots, one of the things that we all try to talk about on our YouTube channels is doing things to insulate yourselves from these type of things. And so you need to get out there and start doing the things, right? Just like
it doesn't matter that one's worse than the other because it's anybody's guess. And so either way, you're going to have to eat it and it's going to happen. People are going to suffer. in every corner. So every level. That's what
Well,
I mean.
and
I know it's already happening because now I'm hearing more NASCAR dads and soccer moms complaining.
Well, but the thing about
Do you want this over there more?
the thing about Tag's two sandwich thing
Mm-hmm.
is there are factions in the government that want us to eat both sandwiches at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
They want it to happen. You know, I was actually developing an idea for a video on this, and I'll kind of spring it on you guys right now. So there's a quote attributed to Sun Tzu that in reality there's no evidence that it came from him, but it's probably inspired by him.
Mm-hmm.
It's that an evil man would rather rule over the ashes than lose power. And that's paraphrasing it, right? And the whole point behind that is that the evil people would rather not lose control. They would rather rule over a broken system and have people hurt than the good man. All right. And the good man in trying to fight the system being broken is going to cause destruction in the process. Right? There's going to be destruction that happens. The difference between the evil man and the good man and the actions that are resultant from it, the evil man is going to be doing it for personal reasons. And we're seeing a whole bunch of people fighting. Can you believe that? Fighting against people trying to force transparency and accountability into the government. And in my mind, that's evil. These people are evil, and these are the people that they're talking about. Where the good man, and this is probably going to upset some people. Trump, second term Trump is a different person than the first term Trump, and I honestly think he has the best interest of the country in mind. I'm not going to lie. He's doing some stuff that is personal. They tried to kill him. And there's not a single person in this audience that would not take it personal and would not use that position to exact some sort of retribution, if possible.
I think that only fed the fire.
He has not.
I don't know that I agree with that. I think it only fed the fire.
He has not done anything illegal. I don't think he's done anything immoral. He's made a couple of comments that probably.
He's got a mouth on him.
Probably shouldn't. He probably would have been left better unsaid.
He's got a mouth on him.
But what he said resonates with a whole bunch of people.
Right. How many of us witnessed said the same thing? And so, the thing is, he's a good businessman. And so, he wouldn't be where he is now. Let's take presidency out. But he would not be at the level that he is now as far as wealth if he wasn't a good business decision maker. And I think he's going to get us through this, but in order to get through it, I was in the banking system during the housing crisis. It's going to hurt, and it's going to hurt bad.
Well,
and how well you've prepared for it is how well you're going to survive it.
The idea behind Trump and the destruction, and it is destruction. There's being destruction waged against the shadow government and the entrenched bureaucracy and the fraud, waste, and abuse. The good man does this because he's trying to save people. He's trying to help people. Mm-hmm. And we understand that there is some destruction involved. And right now it's just in the form of egos.
Well, I don't know about that. Look at how much money Tosha's already found that has just been fraud, waste, and abuse and money laundering, and people that need to go to prison and be held accountable for the crap and BS that they've done. Social Security. People are going broke on Social Security because there's this, like you and I have no hope for Social Security, and because they went ahead and they took it all. Oh, and let's go back to what they've done. Have you all heard about what is going on? And tell me if you want to say that. But have you all heard about what's going on? Let's start with the U.S. Army, because that is where it's coming out. And with the money that they're voluntarily turning over and saying, no, I don't want it in my paycheck. Go ahead and put that towards my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'll eat on base. Exactly what it will.
You were so stoned when you watched that video.
No, it wasn't.
the details.
No, it wasn't.
She's
No, it was. So long and short story. Long story short, basically, there's money missing. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars missing from military because it was put in slush fund. This is all military personnel's private money. This isn't government per se money. No, because it would have gone in their paychecks. They would have gotten it. Okay. They said, "I want my money."
Okay, let me finish my thought, and then I'll explain what she's talking about. So we have to understand that there's going to be some destruction on the way, right? And we need to prepare for it. Okay, what she is talking about was it's come out that in the military they've got what's called BAS, Basic Allowance for Subsistence, and that is how the military pays people to feed themselves. All right. So if you're living off base or you're in a position where you don't have access to a dining facility, that money goes into your paycheck. That money comes in your paycheck and it goes into your bank account.
So you can go to the grocery store and buy the food that you choose to eat off of.
If you live in the barracks and you're eating at a dining facility, the BAS is in your paycheck, but as soon as it hits the disbursement office, it gets taken out of your paycheck. It's a withholding basically, and it's given to the base to go into a fund to feed you. All right. And in fiscal year 2024,
one pot could look like $221 million. So that was Texas, right? And was that Fort Hood?
In fiscal year 2024, that amount of money for BAS for the United States Army was $251 million.
Skanes girl, I don't agree with that. And you say there should be none. I'm going to call bullshit right there. Be married to somebody in the military, join the military, and then tell me sometimes that's the only way we lived is off BAQ and BAS.
So what happens with that BAS money when the base gets it, they hand you a dining card. And so you can go to any dining facility, basically anywhere in the world, but you can go to any dining facility and show that card. You get a free meal. And I guess they've instituted kiosks, and they've got if
the kiosks are filled.
The Army's using food trucks now too that you can show your card at. But anyway, they did an audit of that program, and out of that $250-some million.
What are you talking about, Skanes? I don't know what she's talking about. I'm going to get out of that because that has nothing to do with this.
Out of that $250-some million, only $115 million got spent on the soldiers' food.
Yeah, so less than 28% of the money of the pot that was supposed to be there, less than one base, they only spent 21%.
It was 66.7 of the total amount for the Army was not spent on the soldiers.
They were running out of food on base, so they show up for lunch. They were closing down for the week of Thanksgiving, so none of the soldiers were getting fed whatsoever, and their money was kept. They didn't get reimbursed for that. All kinds of stupid crap. Late hours, so the cafeteria will only be open from 5 to 8 for you to come and eat, but your lunch break, you're not getting out of there until 11 p.m. Too bad you don't get to eat.
I can tell you that in the 80s, when I was in the military, we did get BAS, and that's the way it worked. As soon as we got married, my BAS stopped going to the dining facilities, and it started coming in our paycheck or my paycheck.
It didn't really make a difference, but I mean, that's what happened.
Okay, Sam. Sam's talking about food on the ship. And again, it's a special thing.
It used to be, Sam. It used to be.
Well, you know what? When you've been out to sea for a month and a half and you've been going in storms and you can't get an unrep for food, and they're serving you brown lettuce and gravy on toast for your main meal.
Oh God!
Because they're running out of food.
It was lentils.
It can be bad.
One was lentils and a quarter,
it can be
half
bad.
A toast. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous what is happening. And I'm mad. People everywhere should be mad. A lot of people aren't going to understand it. And I'll have to talk to Skanes in a different conversation, because I do believe she's talking about something else. But I'm mad.
If you guys, okay. So I originally saw the story about this in a military.com expose that they did. And I guess somebody sent it to Angry Cops, and Angry Cops did a video this weekend on it, and he's extremely hot. So if you want to get a much more in-depth detailed explanation of what's going on from the Army, this problem
it's got to be
this problem is across the branches altogether. But go watch that video because it's very illuminating.
Yeah, you'll understand more. He goes into detail, and he's got time to do that.
But this is part and parcel. This is one of the reasons why.
Didn't they put it like any of the extra went to a slush fund, and the government just spent it willy-nilly on whatever they wanted?
I approve of Pete Hegseth as the SecDef because stuff like this affects the warrior class and war fighting abilities, and this is the type of stuff that he's in there to fix. And yes, it went into a slush fund, and they can't account for it.
Yeah, so Sunhacks, that doesn't shock me at all because America is a business. It's an LLC, as a matter of fact, and it was turned into an LLC late 1800s.
I don't know,
and or a corporation, something like that. One of the two put in there in that, and America has actually filed bankruptcy several times. And during the Biden administration, there was talk that we were going to file bankruptcy again.
Okay, so
yes, it is run like a business. I'm
gonna respond to what Hack said by saying, "Who gives a shit what the Europeans think about us?"
Still
seriously,
accurate.
Seriously, no, it's inefficient.
Still accurate.
It's bloated, and there's corruption and graft going on, and fraud, waste, and abuse at every single level. But we can fix it.
Yeah, it can be fixed.
But quite frankly, the EU is much like the leftists in this country with me right now. I don't care what they say,
and they're just as corrupt, if not more.
There's an article in some European paper today about how because America is stepping back, the EU is going to step up and start providing more for Ukraine's defense. Yeah, good luck with that. Your economies are crashing, and you can't even take care of your own defense. How are you going to take care of Ukraine?
Sam Russell said he makes a good point. He says need to clean the mold down to the barracks, and I'm going to go one step further. I think we're beyond clearing the mold out. I think it's time to tear them down and rebuild.
Here's another story from this week, and I like this one. So, representatives from America and Russia met in Saudi Arabia to discuss a peace plan for Ukraine. The Ukrainians and the EU were bent out of shape because they were not invited to this talk. Again, here's a lesson to learn about being valuable. The Ukraine war has been nothing but a sponge for American taxpayer dollars and taxpayer dollars from every place else. America has put in something like 90% of the money going to Ukraine from all the contributions. Ukraine and EU does not get to sit down at the initial discussion because neither one of them bring anything to the table. Now, the Ukrainians, I can understand why they're upset. They've been giving their blood. I completely get that. But the simple fact is, without the U.S. providing for them, it wouldn't be happening. Now, what's going to happen as this plan develops? They will bring the Ukraine in, and eventually they'll let the EU sit in on the talks too, because it does affect them. But right now, the two people.
Well, EU made it extremely clear. This is just a loan.
Well, and it's just a loan from us too. And I applaud President Trump.
Clear?
I applaud President Trump. President Zelensky is coming to the White House within the next 2 weeks sometime. And President Trump says it's to sign an agreement so that the United States gets rare earth minerals from Ukraine. And part of the deal with Russia is a contract for rare earth minerals from Russia for the United States.
Yeah. Senahax, I would almost argue that it's sooner than 2050 because of the amount of debt that they've put us in the last 4 years. I believe that number is coming faster and faster. hopefully we'll get some of that fixed in the next 12 years. And that would mean that we need JD Vance in for 8.
All we're doing right now, as far as that goes, is we keep kicking the can down the road.
Yeah.
And we just recently went by the dead end sign. So eventually the road's going to run out.
Yeah.
Hey, Anti.
Hey, on time.
You know, and I'm sorry. This is I've talked about a lot of stuff that is not homestead related, but this is all stuff.
It goes hand in hand.
This is all stuff that's going to affect us. All right.
Yeah, because if things collapse, what's that going to do to livestock? What's that going to do to wheat? What's that going to do to corn, etc.? It's going to affect the crops. It's going to affect a lot. You know. Especially if they keep pushing the diesel BS, which we're hoping is going to be fixed. We won't know really.
If the economy collapses, what's the repercussions? If a war happens, what's the repercussions? These are all things that are going to affect us. Now,
is it a world war or a local war?
With that said, how do we insulate ourselves? What do we do?
Well, what we're doing now.
Well, we as a community.
Well, there's a lot of people that aren't very close to us.
No, we're an online community. And
so online community, how do I feed so-and-so down in Florida?
So as a community, we start building our communities locally. We become food independent. We become modernly self-sufficient. We start starving the beast, which reminds me, Friday is...
You are not wrong, Skins. You've got that accurately. That's part of their war.
That reminds me, Friday is the national boycott that the left is promoting. Was it LGBTQXYZ?
No, we talked about it. Day.
We talked about it last week or the week before, where they want people not to buy things on Friday.
Oh yeah, okay. I forgot about that.
Now,
can I have some extra shopping money?
Now, in theory, I agree with starving the beast as much as we can.
Just use cash, go shopping.
But we do it all the time. We just don't do it on one day. With that said, if you have to go buy something and you can wait until Friday to go buy what you have to have.
I feel groceries coming on Friday.
Well.
Oh yeah, wait. Somebody has to drive me. I guess that's not going to happen.
So if you have to purchase something, you can wait till Friday. Wait till Friday to go do it. Okay.
Heck
yeah. Rare metals aren't actually rare. We have them here. It's just really nasty to process them. Absolutely.
Yeah, we have to flood North Carolina so that we can take away their land and illegally mine.
That's why China is one of the if not one of the largest producers of rare earth minerals in the world, because their regulations for processing are what we would call rather lax.
Africa too, right? The blood diamonds and all of that.
Buy beer and food on Friday.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
No, he's making his plan. Lynn's making his plan for Friday.
Perfect.
But you guys understand what I'm saying with that. You know, let's try to short circuit what they're doing.
Don't you touch my eggs, Anti.
Go out and start doing these things we talk about. Everybody there, I guarantee you there's somebody near you that is like-minded. It just may take a while to find them. Like she said earlier, Trump has bought us some time. Thank God. Use it appropriately. All right.
Yeah, if you're going to get comfy, that's on you. But I don't think anybody in here is going to get comfy. I know you guys are working on getting your infrastructure in and getting all that everything stored up and all that. But yeah, there's that.
Oh, Beth Emily.
What did she say? Friday's my birthday. I hate shopping, but we'll do it that day. Go, Beth Emily. To deliver to Florida to what? Several checkpoints. I'm not doing all that crap. No, that's too much. Now you're getting into smuggling, and trust me, I see it. I saw it in other countries. It was getting close to coming here. There's going to be consequences for smuggling and all that crap. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Good thing. Everything every day makes it worse. Well, it's a commodity. It's a commodity, and it's something that we it's a commodity that is has a time limit on it. I mean, literally, because once it's gone, you never get it back. So how you spend it, how you use that as an economic decision in your life, and Tag, you know this, how you use that
Tag
time,
doesn't agree with that.
how you use that time is
He agrees
really
with the time
important.
thing. He doesn't agree with the economic decision.
It's really important.
Sam Russell wants to know, what is comfy? Sam, let me tell you what being comfy is to me. Being comfy to me was when I was 9 years old on my mom and dad's couch in my mom and dad's house, not having to pay one single bill, just having the responsibility of getting up, going to school, coming in when the lights came on outside, and knowing I had a bed to snuggle in and a bath to wash in, and food on the table. That was being comfy. I just want comfy back. I want comfy back again. Now it's just a comfy sweater, comfy pair of jeans.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
I don't want to collapse. Period. I would rather.
Yeah.
I'd rather not have to deal with it. And I agree with the sentiment. I'd rather have it happen whenever I'm younger and less feeble than I will be in 10 years. But it, like everything else, we deal with it when we get it.
Yeah.
Right. I've been accused of being an accelerationist. And if you don't know what an accelerationist is somebody that purposely does things to accelerate the collapse. Quite frankly, starving the beast is an accelerationist thing to do. And I completely agree with it. And it goes back to the conversation we had earlier in the live stream. If we let other people dictate how the collapse happens, we're much worse off than if we actually, I don't want to say partake in it. That's not necessarily the right word, but I think you get the gist.
Do you partake in it? Do you have a choice of partaking in a collapse? I think it just kind of automatically happens, doesn't it?
Well, no,
like, you mean like partaking and causing it?
Yes, partaking and causing it.
Okay.
We sculpt the battlefield. This is one of the things that I've talked about frequently, is that the things we do, the things we're doing right now are sculpting the future battlefield. All right. And it's not a battlefield that we will necessarily fight on ourselves. We may be, like Tag's saying, we may be too old and feeble. 10 years from now, we may not be able to do it. But the things we do today will either make it better or worse for the people that are dealing with it directly. All right. So if you guys want a call to action, use that as your call to action this week. Understand that all the decisions you're making right now have repercussions in the future, not only for yourself but for other people. If we're not partaking in local government and helping mold what's going on in our county or our local city, then somebody else is going to have to deal with it. All right. Plain and simple. Hey, look, cat.
Yeah, what is up with that cat?
I don't know. She just decided she needed to be on my lap. You got anything else you want to talk about? You guys got anything you want to talk about tonight? You guys have been pretty hot on some good topics tonight. So we're coming up on an hour and 45 minutes, which is about 15 minutes longer than we usually do. But I really enjoyed. There was we live in interesting times. If you understand the old Chinese curse, then you'll see the upside and the downside of that comment right there. But there's a lot of stuff happening. Quite frankly, I'm not.
Nice,
there you
Tag.
go.
Beautiful. Can't wait to see it.
Yes, excellent.
Yeah, that was Patriot Kitty. PK is a pain in the butt. Freedom is outside hunting.
Miss no personal boundaries.
Right.
Understanding.
Tag has been working on that fencing for 2-3 years now.
Longer than that.
Is it longer than that?
More like 5 or 6 years.
No, it hasn't been that long.
And Tag, honestly, is it finished, or have you just reached a milestone?
Anti is Life Done Free did that.
As I said, Tag.
Oh, I thought you said anti.
No,
Pretty sure.
I'll be honest with you. I think Tag has probably reached a milestone that he's willing to call it finished right now. But here in a couple of days, he's going to wake up.
He'll figure out some way to add more work.
He's going to wake up and he's going to go, oh, I could do that.
Yeah, 4.5 years he's been working on it. Yeah. And so yeah, I don't know.
That's the thing about homesteaders, man. You're like sharks. You
I see like gates coming in. Like there's gonna have to be gates.
Oh, okay. There you go. There you go. He qualified it. The perimeter is 100.
The perimeter. 100%.
I saw you guys had done some work there on the east side of the property. It was looking good when I was driving up there the other day. Yeah.
Hex. We saw that. And saw your babies. We were talking about that in the beginning. Yeah. Paddocks is what we got to get. We got a lot.
Again, homesteaders are like sharks. We can never stop moving. Right. We always have to be moving. Something's always going on, whether we want it to or not.
So it was really funny today. So I got you left for work at 8. You were just a few minutes late. And I had been up, I just can't get comfortable to sleep. It's, sleeping in a collar. It's like, I don't know, sleeping in a coffin, I guess, but and hanging off a cliff. If you could do both at the same time, that's probably about what it is. And then, so at 8 o'clock, I was like sitting there. He had gone off to work, and I'm sitting there. I'm looking at the TV. I'm uncomfortable. I'm like, I really don't want to cry. I know getting up and moving is going to help me feel better. So let's get up and move. And so I just started making bread 8 o'clock this morning and getting through that. I was surprised how many I got done. I'm happy about how much I got done. Plus, I was able to play with some of the sous vide stuff from raw to cook in that method. And that was a lot of fun. I will definitely be getting some more tools for that just because it's going to streamline that for me so I can get more creative with it and do that. So control the temp better. So I'll be doing that. Glad I had a chance to play with that. In fact, G came home. He was very confused. He's like, what's for dinner? And I'm like, none of this. Like you got leftovers in the fridge. Go eat them. And he's like, but what's that? And I'm like, told you it was hot. I just made it. And like, you can't have any. So it's in the fridge, by the way. You can have some tomorrow. But yeah, so just as long as leftovers get taken care of and that kind of thing.
Hey, anti, yes or no? Is that thing happening tonight still? I saw.
Oh, is that
I saw
link he sent? Oh, sorry, he sent.
I saw that email. I saw the email. Is that thing still happening? Just yes or no? No details.
Oh yeah, because you got to get off then, right?
No. Oh, okay, guys. Listen. Speaking of getting off, we went past the hour and 45-minute mark.
Cool.
I have a feeling that as time goes on through the summer, these are probably going to get longer because there's going to be a lot.
Not more getting done.
A lot of stuff that
is happening
needs to be discussed, and we need to talk about it and bring it to people's attention and come up with solutions.
Sure. I'd like to know how many in the Midwest right now are fighting growing calendars, starting seeding and all of that. I've seen so many different reports from MU, KU, just all kinds of different homesteaders, books, all of that. Thing is, guys, things are changing, and the polar shift is also happening. We have to take all that into account. So, as part of doing business, you got to be able to shuffle. You got to be able to swing a little bit. So, we got to figure that stuff out. So take all that with a grain of salt, but do your best to stay as close to it as you can. I think that would be successful, right? But I wouldn't use something from 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. I would use something closer. So just FYI on that.
She had me print that one off today, tag, and so I think that's what she's going to use too.
Yeah, I did have him print that off, and I can laminate that. I can have I want you print off another one, and I'll laminate it. They want it in the gardening binder at the community building, so I'll get those laminated and done. And yeah, I saw that. That's what brought that to mind, tag. And so just seeing so many different things. So KU is what I'm going to use this year. So far, some of the stuff I saw, I am on track for that. So are you. We're on it. And
I gotta find my
Clyde's.
I don't have
Clyde's, I think, is in the seed box. I think it's.
I wonder how far off that is.
I bet it's pretty far off. So, yeah, so we need to be paying attention to that stuff. So that way we can have a successful or somewhat successful garden and just keep going from there. You had to have known it was going to change because calving season changed.
Well, and that was one of the conversations I was having with neighbor Chris. In fact, they had it on the news. You pointed out that the news actually had a story about it. So they adjusted the calving season this year because
to beat the rain,
because it's been so wet the last 3 or 4 years, and that's really hard. Well, we started having a bunch of babies. Hacks had some during the ice storm. We had them during the ice storm. You had all these
calves are coming.
We had all these producers that were dropping calves in the middle of these negative degree temperatures, and lost a lot of babies.
It takes a couple hours to get to them, and so it takes time for you, one, to notice them, two, to make sure you're doing rounds and that kind of thing. It takes time to get to them. You're covering a lot of ground, and in most cases, you're covering acres and acres and acres and acres. It takes time.
I didn't know Bee was pregnant.
And we're also not in March. I think they're due in March. And so she's going to be fighting the rain. Calving season actually moved, and it moved back. We were talking about it last year. It moved this year. I'm trying to beat that rain. So, but you guys got to set up, though. You guys don't have to worry about that because you got shelter.
The problem that arises from this is that it's only going to exacerbate beef prices. There's been a lot of articles recently from the Cattlemen's Association and some of the state agricultural boards that protein prices are going to go up.
Hog prices are going up as well. I just saw what Terminator posted. I saw something for hog prices. Hog prices are going down. When you watch the ag report, it's really interesting to me because it used to be, and they change all the time. And so it was projection down 4 cents, down 2 cents, down here or there, but it was down, down, down. And now ag reports are going up, up, up. So we'll see what happens there. And those are all subject to change. So you never know. It's day-to-day basis, but that means our feed bill is going to go up.
But other things, this is one of the downsides of globalization. The Argentinian wheat harvest was down because of the weather, and their cattle production is down. And same thing with Brazil. And that's going to affect prices here because it's going to cause a greater demand, which is going to cause it to go up.
Damn, I'll tell you what, at the grocery store the other day, I was looking at prices. Chicken has gone up. And so you thought your eggs were up. Dang, chicken prices themselves have gone up. They're doing it slowly right now. Right now, they went up by 50, 60 cents in there a pound. And those are just going to get higher and higher. And they're gonna strangle a lot of people out of being able to eat meat. We'll see what happens. So yeah, if you people are it's just a simple fact that if you didn't have to work, you're going back to work. A lot of people. I know I'm going back to work, and so I've been looking at some jobs out there and that kind of thing.
Here's the deal. Remember this, guys. The traditionally prior to World War II, protein was not an everyday thing. Families usually ate protein 3 times a week.
All right.
Because it was so hard to come by. Fats and protein in the wild are some of the hardest things to come by. But even during that time, so my grandmother and grandfather lived in Kansas City, Kansas. They had protein all the time.
The Allards.
But because they raised rabbits,
right,
and they sold rabbits in the neighborhood, they always had protein, and so did their neighbors. And it's not a matter of
look, can we go visit Robin? $25 a piglet up the road.
No.
That's good for feeder pigs.
Yeah, it might be worth
that be worth a drive. It would.
As soon as we get a vehicle and a pig place.
Pig place, you got the materials for it, you just haven't got it done.
But yeah, so
you and Chris could get that done.
So even if protein prices go up, if you've done the work beforehand, you're still going to be able to eat well. We're still going to be able to eat well, right? All right, listen, guys. I need to hit the rack. I got some other things I got to do. Never did hear back from
She isn't that ironic. It's just absolutely ironic. Oh gosh. Australia, they complain about being overrun by rabbits and food insecurity at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, if it's all jackrabbits, they could eat the cottontails. Jackrabbit would suck.
No, if you're hungry, jackrabbit's perfectly fine.
Well, they just said the insecurity. They didn't say they were hungry. So
Well, but they may be one day. All right, guys. If you guys don't have anything else, nothing pressing, I'm going to go ahead and call it quits for the night. You got anything you want to add?
don't. I do not. I do not.
Okay. Have a great night, all. Absolutely. Community and festivals, if you can make it. Work Bartertown.
Yeah, you'll definitely see us at Midwest. I'm not sure about any other festivals, and especially now, we definitely will not be working or doing powwow since my cousin's coming to visit. Now we just get to play that weekend. Aren't you happy?
Yeah. I wasn't going to
He's
do
very
powwow
happy.
anyway.
I was. So I knew you were hemming and hawing about it because you hadn't got the application. I've been asking for months.
You can get the
So,
application.
I don't want it now. Megan's coming.
Okay.
Am I going to work all weekend while you're visiting? Get over yourself, man.
I just
all right, guys. It was great to see you all and be at least 1% better tomorrow than you are today.
And guys, listen, keep a positive attitude. God's not going to hand us anything that we can't handle. We may not like handling it, but at the end of the day, we can handle it. He's not going to overburden us.
It sucks.
Remember,
and sometimes he does overburden us. Like, this sucks.
But you're not overburdened. It just sucks.
I'm embracing the suck, but this sucks.
So
like,
just
I don't
that.
cross me because I'll kill you.
We play the hand we're dealt with, and we do it with hopefully a positive attitude, and we try to make the best of it. All right.
Yep.
And we're here as an online community to help each other through these hard times. If you're able to get in personal contact with somebody close to you that's in this chat area or the conversation.
Hello, good night.
Hey, Barbara, night all. Do it, because it's only going to make you stronger in the end. All right. With that said,
Crooked, so there's only so much I can do, Lucy, and I got to pick one or the other. It's too much trying to do them all. I'm just not there yet. I mean, as you can see, I'm sleeping. If it's not for him being loud and the dog trying to get in my lap and snuggle, I'm not awake. So, especially when I have a good productive day like I had today. I really feel like today was productive. Like, I'm so excited. The first freaking productive day I've had since December. So this is awesome. But yeah, one day I'll be back with you. Just give it a hot minute, right? That's what everybody keeps telling me. It's going to take a hot minute. Whatever that means.
Go out and make sure that when you lay your head on your pillow tomorrow night, that you're in a better position you are when you woke up, and go out and pursue a life done for you. Okay, guys?
Introducing RockPot, the revolutionary portable slow cooking appliance that keeps your meals warm for over 9 hours without the need for electricity or propane. Simply heat the Rock tablet on your stovetop or over a fire, place it in the RockPot with your ingredients, and enjoy perfectly cooked meals wherever you are. Plus, the exterior remains cool to the touch, ensuring safe handling on all your adventures. Get $10 off your first purchase by clicking on the affiliate link and using the code GRUMPYACRES at checkout. Elevate your outdoor cooking experience with RockPot today.